Hey everyone, welcome back to another conversation inside of Legacy Farmer. And inside of today's conversation, what we're really going to be focusing on is this concept around nothing can change until the unspoken is said. I'm going to say it again, nothing can change until the unspoken is said. Now, what do I really mean by this? A lot of our members inside of Legacy Farmer right now, we have over 200, ranging from age 20 to 50. Some of them work with family on the farm. Some of them work with brothers, sisters. Some work with their parents. Some of them have their own businesses. Like there's just from every angle of the ag industry, we have the members in there that are involved in it. But one common issue that a lot of people have, especially in our industry, is having the hard conversations. And specifically, I'm talking about hard conversations with parents. If you're a son or a daughter working back on the family farm, it's really difficult to have those conversations. Or even if you're working with your brother, it's really hard to confront your family without it turning into this big blow-up fight. And again, we go back to a lot of people are struggling today, right? We have members in our group that are age 40 to 45, and they've been dealing with the same issues with their family for 20 plus years now. Right, they've raised their entire family on the farm. They got married when they were 20 or 25, moved their wife into the farm, raised kids there. But at the same time, they've struggled inside of the business because there's been so much animosity and just difficult conversations that needed to be had between family members and with their parents or with their grandparents or whoever it may be that they haven't had. Reason is because if you grew up in small town America like myself or any one of our members did, you were told not to really, not really cause confrontations is the word I was looking for. You're taught to not cause confrontations. Do not tell anybody negative. Do not talk badly about anybody. Do not be so truthful to somebody that you might hurt their feelings. That was a common thing that I was told all the time. It's got to be respectful of other people's feelings and things like that. Well, the problem is that you're putting quite a bit at risk with your family and your finances and your life to dedicate everything to this operation or to the people that you're working with, and to not say the hard things that need to be said. Because a lot of our members and a lot of people in general today that work on the family farm, their plan is built off of somebody else's plan. They moved back and moved their entire family back and chose to spend their entire life and give everything they have to this family operation built on somebody else's plan, like your parents, that one day you'll get to accept it. Same thing my parents did. My dad worked on our family feed yard for 40 years, since the age 5 all the way up to 45 when it went bankrupt and he lost everything. He worked with my granddad and for my granddad because his plan was built off of my granddad building a long-term sustainable business and being able to pass that down to the kids. Obviously, it didn't happen. So my dad spent 30 years of his life with my mom because they got married super young, raising his kids on the farm, living right next to the feed yard, getting up at 2:30 every morning. Like he was doing all these things for a lot of years. And to have it one day ripped away, man, that's difficult. That's extremely difficult. But the problem is how many things would have been different if he would have had crucial conversations along the way. If he would have said the things that needed to be said, if he would have said the unspoken things, okay, because nothing changed for that amount of time, and nothing changes until the unspoken is said. And so with a lot of our members here, guys, these are conversations that we're having all of the time because everybody's dealing with this. Because we have this plan, we move back to the family farm operation or work in the family business. We have this idea around what's going to happen. There's certain things that are said to us, and we take their word for it. Well, I'm sorry, but mixing, there's so many things that can change financially. Like there's so many things that can change financially, and dealing with family and finances together, oh my goodness, you're looking for a disaster there. So there's certain things here, guys, that you just need to be aware of. And we're making, a lot of our members, we're providing the training and the counsel to help them have those crucial conversations, because if they don't have those, they're inevitably going to fail. They're inevitably going to think that they failed and put their family, their wife and their kids at home through stress and emotions and things, not because they want to, but because they don't know what's going to happen in the future, because they haven't been taught how to have the crucial conversations, how to say the things that most people are not willing to say. And I'm sorry, but in today's world, you have to say those things. There's too many things at risk not to. 1, there's the financial risk. 2, there's, your marriage and keeping that together. 3, the livelihood of your kids. But 4, it's your life too. It's your life. And sometimes inside of life, in order for you to get what you want and actually do what you really want to do with your life, you have to say the things that majority of people are not willing to say in this world. It's the truth. We all know it's the truth. We see these things happen every day, but yet majority of people, they keep their mouths shut because they don't want to offend anybody. They don't want to hurt their feelings. I get it. The same way I was raised. Totally get it. But at the end of the day, like, what do you want? What are you really going to do to make sure that you build exactly what you want for yourself and your family? That's what it comes down to. And in order to do that, guess what? Sometimes you have to be an a-hole. To other people, you're going to be the a-hole. But if you're speaking the truth and you're just saying, hey, this is what's going on, this is where we're at, this is what's happening, I can't make a plan for my life and my family based off of your stuff when you're not doing what you said you would do. I'm sorry, but yeah, you may be an a-hole for saying that, but it's the truth, right? So sometimes you have to get really uncomfortable and have those conversations in order to get what you want long term. It's part of being a business owner. Right? It just happens. And yes, it's uncomfortable in the beginning. That's why we provide our members with the training and the counsel that they need to actually systematically and strategically build on these conversations and construct them in a way to where there's no blow up fight, there's no resentment. We're entering and exiting the conversation to where both parties get exactly what they want. And both of them can understand each other. We were never taught how to do this. We just weren't. I never was. It wasn't until after college and after making tons of mistakes in business that I actually invested in the training to learn how to do this, because your communications and your relationships that you have with your family around you and the people that are involved with you financially and the people that can impact the overall success of your financial future, those relationships and the conversations that you have in them are critical. We can all agree on that. But again, a majority of people, they avoid having those crucial conversations because, one, they don't know how to. Two, they were taught, trained, and conditioned for years to never offend anybody. Don't say anything that's mean. Don't say anything that's going to cause confrontation. Do not say something that's going to hurt somebody's feeling. Well, I'm sorry, but when you're not willing to do that, or you don't know how to do that, you're not taking action to do that, you're sacrificing what's actually really important to you, which is your life, your family at home, and honestly, the future of your kids too. So there's a lot of things to consider there, my friends. But at the end of the day, listening to this conversation, I hope that you take some action off of this. I hope you start making some moves. And if you need some help with that, obviously the Legacy Farmer was built for this. Obviously, we have hundreds of hours of group calls and recordings where people are talking about these things and actually working through them, because there's so many people that are dealing with these issues today. So many people that do not know what to do. And there's so much financially at risk because they don't know what to do. And they're putting themselves and their family and all this undue risk just because they don't have the tools or the trainings or the counsel or the community to actually work through these problems. So if you need help with these things, obviously Legacy Farmer is here for you. But at the end of the day, if you don't choose Legacy Farmer, just take action. Just do something. Just do something, because the cost of not doing something, the cost of not taking action is going to far outweigh the difficultness and the uncomfortableness that you have in having the actual conversation. I can promise you that. So my friends, I hope you found value in this message, and we'll catch you on the next one.